It really is. Welcome to the Fortress of Dorkness, the nerdy nexus for all your geeky needs. I'm your host, Admiral Villarreal, Capitan of the Fort Ship Dork. Prepare to go into the far future, then back into the past, and then back into a new version of the far future. Hidden Treasures is taking a look at the snuggly, softest comfort of reboots that is 2009's Star Trek. This J.J. Abrams-helmed enterprise pays homage to the many generations of the Trek universe. So let's take a voyage and dive into deep space with some of our favorites. What's in an ear? The answer to that is wax. Now on to...
Oh, this is where you are wrong.
What?
Wax is not just wax.
Oh. Well, in that case, keen Ohod viewers will take note of Romulan villain Nero's missing ear after the time jump. This is actually in reference to a deleted scene where the Romulans were taken prisoner by the Klingons in that time, and the man formerly known as Bruce Banner got his ear Mike Tyson'd. Slushy goodness. When Five-Fingered Natiri orders drinks early on in the film, the bartender recommends this crap.
Gotta try the Slusho, it's good.
The Slusho mix, thank you.
This is not so much a Star Trek reference, but more a reference to director not Spielberg, J.J. Abrams. Slusho is a fictional drink brand that can be found in many of J.J.'s other works, such as Alias and Cloverfield. Can you, Hikaru? The majority of the new editions of the classic characters show off their famous traits from the original 1966 show. However, some may be more subtle than others. Hikaru mentions he had weapons training, and later humorously tells Kirk that his training was in fencing. This is straight out of The Naked Time, an episode of the classic series where Hikaru shows off his fencing skills and male chesticles, hence the title.
So you managed to get your shirt off.
Barracks. Just Barracks. The Barracks leader may be familiar to keen-eyed viewers. It is in fact Paul McGillian, aka Dr. Carson Beckett from Stargate Atlantis. McGillian auditioned to play Scotty, and for obs didn't land the role, but they enjoyed his Scottism so much they included him in the film anyway. Nursing the Chapel. McCoy mentions Nurse Chapel on board the Enterprise.
Nurse Chapel, I need 50 cc's of cortisone.
Fans of the original series will immediately recognize this reference, as Nurse Chapel played a minor yet important role in the Toth mythos. She was of course played by Majel Barrett, known as the First Lady of Star Trek and wife to Trek creator Gene Roddenberry. Chapel was also a long-time romantic interest for Sentinel Prime, the Trouble with Tribbles. Behind Scotty is none other than the mortal enemy of the Klingons and Mutha,
They're so fluffy.
a Tribble. These infamous fuzzies are a staple of the Trek franchise. But what's he doing on Delta Vega? We may never know. Olsen in red. Engineer Olsen received the honor of serving the role of the franchise's notorious red shirt policy, where the characters in red shirts were usually the first ones to get killed off.
Are we doing episode 81?
It's just a rough plan, guy. What difference does it make if it's episode 81 or not?
Because I died on episode 81!
But that's not why he's here. Yep. Plot twist, people! A draft for an unproduced prequel titled Star Trek The First Adventure featured a cadet named Olsen. Thus, his inclusion in the film, which in a way is a prequel to the original series, is an appropriate homage. Nobody puts Pike in the corner. Spoilers! By the end of this flick, Captain Pike is strapped to a wheelchair due to the torture he received at the hands of the Romulans. This is an homage to Pike's character in the original series, where he was a former captain of the Enterprise, and after being promoted to Admiral, was struck by delta ray radiation. This left him in a vegetative state and bound to a wheelchair. Kobayashi marooned. Those who have never seen The Wrath of Khan, no, don't just catch it.
Visual. Battle stations. Activate shields.
Shields activated.
May not get the significance of the Kobayashi Maru test. This test was an important part in the plot of Walk and established Kirk's love for cheating the no-win scenario. Snoopy is missing. Scotty mentions he misplaced a certain Admiral Archer's Beagle.
I tested it on Admiral Archer's prize Beagle.
Well, I know that dog. What happened to it?
I'll tell you when it reappears.
This is a direct nod to the prequel series Star Trek Enterprise, the final Trek TV series prior to this film. John Archer was the captain of that series and had a beagle named Porthos. Artu de Toa. Again. Give it here, you son of a bitch. R2-D2, our favorite little droid, returns for a sneaky cameo in this film. Similar to how he managed to smuggle himself without the Millennium Falcon in Revenge of the Fallen, R2 can be seen floating in the space debris outside Vulcan. As always, we picked a handful of the numerous gems in this movie. If, and I'm only saying if, you have any favorites we didn't mention, please let us know. That's all we have for today. Leave your comments on Vulcan. We hope it gets sucked into the red matter. Please like, subscribe, and follow us into a rebooted future of sorts. This has been Hidden Treasures. I'm Christian Villarreal, and you've been watching The Fortress of Dorkness.